Hi, and welcome to today's tax update. Our tax update for this month will focus on local and international developments of November 2020. So let's have a closer look at these developments. We will start with an amending income tax law that was recently published in the Official Gazette. According to this amendment, individuals performing their salaried services outside the Republic are considered to be performing such services in the Republic and are subject to income tax if they are members of the public service of the Republic, persons holding government positions, and employees of public law organizations. There was no effective date published in the amending law, therefore, this provision applies from the date the law was published in the Gazette, which is the 13th of November 2020. Considering the global measures taken to prevent the spread of COVID-19, a new Guideline 4 of 2020 has been issued to provide tax relaxation measures to taxpayers. These relate to Article 2 of the Income Tax Law with respect to tax residency and permanent establishments. The guideline is quite detailed and captures various examples of tax relaxation issues. More importantly, it is clarified that the period from the 21st of March to the 9th of June 2020 should be considered as a frozen period, since during this period there was a genuine inability to travel due to COVID-19 restrictions. Such period should not be taken into consideration for determining the tax residency or the existence of a permanent establishment. It is not mandatory to apply the relaxation measures. However, where the taxpayer chooses to apply these, sufficient documentation should be available to be presented to the tax department. A new Guideline 5 of 2020 has been issued, which replaces Circular 46, which included certain interpretations which were not aligned with the provisions of the Amending Assessment and Collection of Taxes Law published back in August this year. The new guideline is now in line with the law with respect to the deadlines for the submission of revised income tax returns. It is important to note, however, that a revised return can only be submitted using the form TD001AN of 2020. Lastly, on the local developments, there has been a change with respect to the declarations of withholding of special defense contribution and contributions to the general healthcare system. The forms that were submitted to the tax department in printed form can now be submitted in electronic form through the TaxisNet system. For each withholding, the respective analysis should be submitted with the payment by the end of the month following the month of the withholding. It should be noted that there will be a fine of €100 for each withholding that is not accompanied by the relevant analysis. Moving on to some international tax developments, the OECD has recently released blueprints on Pillar 1 and Pillar 2 in relation to the tax challenges arising from digitalization of the economy and have invited stakeholders to provide their written comments by the 14th of December of 2020. The public consultation meetings are scheduled to be held in mid-January 2021. The blueprint on Pillar 1 focuses on new nexus and profit allocation rules to ensure that in an increasing digital age, the allocation of taxing rights with respect to the business profits is no longer exclusively restricted by reference to physical presence. The blueprint on Pillar 2 explores the options and issues in connection with the design of a global minimum tax. The pillars are rich in technical detail, but do leave open some difficult political decisions in order to make this a reality. We will follow closely these developments with interest. We will close off today's tax update with a brief reminder of the upcoming deadlines. The 30th of November was the deadline for the electronic submission and payment of the balance of the 2019 personal income tax returns by employees and self-employed individuals who do not prepare financial statements. This deadline has now been extended to the 15th of December 2020. As we will not have a tax update in December, we will have a look at the deadlines for the 31st of December. The 31st of December is the deadline for filing revised provisional tax returns and payment of the second installment of the 2020 provisional tax. It is also the deadline for the payment of the STC on rents, dividends and interest from sources outside Cyprus for the last 6 months of 2020. By this date, insurance companies in the life business sector must pay the third and last installment of the premium tax for 2020. And lastly, it is the last day for the filing of CBC reports for 2019 and the CBC notifications for 2020. This concludes our tax update for this month. Thank you for watching. Have a safe but wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year, and see you in January 2021.